A spectacular opening ceremony marked the start of the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games, as athletes paraded along the iconic Champs-Elysees to Place de la Concorde in glorious conditions. As with the Olympic Games, the Paralympics opening ceremony was held outside of a stadium for the first time in the French capital. The main ceremony was staged at Place de la Concorde on a perfect summer evening in the heart of the city, following a parade along the Avenue des Champs-Elysees from the iconic Arc de Triomphe. Organisers estimated 65,000 people would be present, with spectators able to watch the parade for free before the ticketed open-air event. The first of 11 days of sporting action takes place on Thursday, as France hosts a Summer Paralympic Games for the first time. About 4,400 athletes from a record 168 delegations are set to take part in the 22 Paralympic sports, competing for a total of 549 gold medals in Paris. Tony Estanguet, president of the Paris 2024 Organising Committee, said the opening ceremony represented the start of the Paralympic revolution led by the athletes. "What makes you revolutionaries is that when they told you no, you continued," Estanguet said. "Tonight, you are inviting us to change our perspectives, change our attitudes, change our society to finally give every person their full place. Every emotion that you make us feel will carry a message that will never be forgotten. You have no limits, so let us stop imposing limits on you." Paralympic revolution begins in style. Artistic director Thomas Jolly had promised the opening ceremony would be a spectacle that will showcase the Paralympic athletes and the values that they embody. The staging of the event at the Place de la Concorde, the largest square in Paris, was designed as a symbol of the city, putting the issue of inclusion for people with disabilities at the heart of society. While the Olympic Games had athletes travelling on boats down the River Seine in torrential rain, the opening ceremony for the Paralympic Games saw a parade take place on the route along the Champs-Elysees under golden skies. French former Paralympic swimmer Théo Curin was the star of the opening segment, transporting athletes in a taxi decorated by Phryges, the Paris 2024 mascot adapted for the Paralympics with a running blade. A series of artistic displays featuring performers with disabilities and impairments highlighted societal issues around inclusivity, the paradox of a world claiming to be inclusive, but which remains full of prejudice a central theme. Blue, white and red smoke of the tricolore was released by the Patrouille de France aerial display before the athletes made their entrance, while French singer Christine and the Queens also took to the main stage at the Place de la Concorde. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer was in attendance to welcome the Paralympics GB delegation into a party atmosphere, where the athletes arrived against the backdrop of a setting sun behind the Arc de Triomphe. Wheelchair tennis athlete Lucy Schuker and wheelchair basketball player Terry Bywater, contesting their 5th and 7th games respectively, carried the British flag for Paralympics GB after being voted as flag bearers by their teammates. Sprinter Nantanin Keita and para-triathlete Alexis Hanquin-Quant were on flag duties for host nation France, the final delegation to enter the Place de la Concorde, soaking up huge applause amid a rendition of Les Champs-Elysees. Following speeches by Estanguet and International Paralympic Committee (IPC) President Andrew Parsons, French President Emmanuel Macron declared the Games officially open. Parsons said, "The Paris 2024 Paralympic Games will show persons with disabilities what they can achieve at the highest level. The fact that these opportunities largely exist only in sport in the year 2024 is shocking. It is proof that we can and must do more to advance disability." That is why 225 years on from when Place de la Concorde was central to the French Revolution, I hope that Paris 2024 starts a Paralympic revolution, the inclusion revolution. 12 Paralympic champions formed part of the Paralympic Flame Parade as it was transported to the Jardin des Tuileries. There, the cauldron was lit by flag bearers Keita and Hankin Kwok, Charles-Antoine Kouakou, Fabien Lamiraud, and Elodie Laurandi, before being raised into the sky as the ceremony concluded with an eye-catching firework display. What to expect at the Paralympics and how to follow. IPC President Parsons said in the lead-up to the Games that he believes Paris will deliver the most spectacular Paralympic Games ever. 2 million tickets have been sold, with about 500,000 still available. Many venues used during the Olympic Games are again in use for the Paralympics, with the athletics taking place at Stade de France, swimming at La Défense Arena, wheelchair tennis at Roland Garros, and para-equestrian at Château de Versailles. The para-triathlon will take place in the centre of Paris, with the swim leg set to be held in the River Seine after the men's Olympic triathlon was delayed by a day, and training sessions were cancelled because of poor water quality. As in the Olympics, Russia and Allied Belarus are banned amid the ongoing war in Ukraine, but some athletes from those nations are allowed to participate as part of a neutral Paralympic athletes (NPA) delegation. Eritrea, Kiribati and Kosovo will be represented in the Paralympics for the first time, while 8 athletes will compete for the Paralympic refugee team. A team of 215 athletes will represent Paralympics GB, with a target of 140 medals set by UK Sport. There are 22 gold medals to be won on the opening day, and no shortage of opportunities for Paralympics GB to earn medals on day 1. The Paralympic Games opening ceremony in pictures. The Patrouille de France released smoke in the colours of the French flag above Paris. Smoke was released in the colours of the French flag to mark the start of the ceremony at the Place de la Concorde. Christine and the Queens was among the performers during the opening ceremony. The Paralympic mascot, the Fridge, with a running blade, performed at the Place de la Concorde. Dancers perform in front of the Luxor obelisk at the Place de la Concorde. French Paralympians Charles-Antoine Kouakou, Fabien Lamiraud, Elodie Laurandi, Nuntanine Keita and Alexis Hankin Kwok light the Paralympic cauldron. The Paralympic cauldron will rise into the sky above Paris each evening during the Games. Subscribe to our channel for more Olympics updates.